What the fuck is a status quo? Neoliberalism? The New World Order? Lizard aliens disguised as marked zucchini? Let's just generalize and say that the status quo is the current establishment, the OP character in the tier list of real life. Unlike a video game, real life doesn't have a dev team that will come in and nerf what's OP to spice up the meta and diversify reality, because that mechanic is already built into the game from the bottom up, in the form of counterculture and Discordianism. We can intuitively get that everything is a fractal, but when it comes to dismantling the status quo, the Illuminati make sure you can't just generalize the process and reverse engineer a strategy that works against them at all scales and levels. We can see this in real life with the illusion of choice that politics offer, and in a more abstract manner through the spectacle that the establishment works very hard to maintain day after day. Like, for example, Black Lives Matter wasn't about dismantling the status quo, it was just a good old-fashioned race war, of course. Any topic of revolution or argument that could change reality's metagame gets turned on its head to serve the already existing narrative. What the Big Brother doesn't want you to know, though, is that there is no Big Brother. Like, it will be awfully convenient to just be able to point at one person or organization and say that they're doing all of this, but the reality is that reality is chaos and everything is simultaneously true and wrong at the same time. What? This video doesn't make sense? Okay, I'ma try to steer it in a direction that does. So, if everything is always changing, then saying anything doesn't really say anything. Something that was true at some point is not necessarily true immediately after, because the rules are always morphing and there is no set rule, but even that is not a set rule. With me so far? No? Okay. You know how voting doesn't really do anything? Well, humans don't have ideas. Ideas have humans, and those ideas vote through their humans, trying to possess as many humans as possible, because reality is just an Nash equilibrium of the expectations of the creatures that inhabit it. And there is no metaphysical gerrymandering, meaning ideologies need an actual majority over their opposites in order to manifest in reality. With me so far? A little more? No. Let's say the status quo is political party A. They have more power over political party B because they decided the rules that we're currently playing under. They use this advantage to try to keep their position, in a never-ending tug of war between conformity and counterculture. The definition of conformity and the definition of counterculture are constantly changing as the situation develops and unfurls, but the battle between the current status quo and the inherent desire to change it stays put through eternity. With me so far? Not anymore. Alright, let's just wrap this up. Reality's rules are constantly decided by subconscious voting in what is essentially metaphysical politics. Fuck, man. Every time I get to the end of something in one take and I have to re-record it, I'll just continue. Alright. Metaphysical conformatism. Oh man. Why do the Illuminati always to get inside my head and keep me from saying the things that I need to say in order to take them down? Oh wow. Oh poor me. I can do this. Big breath. Metaphysical conservatism is conformity and siding with the status quo, while metaphysical progressivism is counterculture and siding with the underdog. Their definitions will keep shifting, but there will always be an underdog that tries to take down the current establishment. What we call the consciousness revolution or Operation Mindfuck is the movement that tries to beat the current metaphysical status quo through randomized change, in a battle we cannot ever truly know but will always unwillingly be a part of. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If I die in my sleep, know it was probably a stroke of genius.